Oh, woe is me. Life is so hard. So, sadly, this is UMF. I received UMF back the day that I got back from Alaska. I had sent this out to Aaron Lynch to be ported. And I was really excited. I was like, whoa, I haven't seen him do any videos on it or anything, you know. I thought he had ported it. But turns out he got to messing around with it a little bit and he feels like there's something going on, something wrong with it. So he sent it back. Don't blame him one bit. Especially not what after Pat had to go through. I still feel bad about that, Pat. Oh, God. Oh. For those of you that don't know, I sent Pat Cajun the Husqvarna 281 XP for building, and he got it, and it had bad crank bearings. And he had to tear that thing all the way down and all kinds of crap. And it was totally, I did not mean to do that. And I'm sorry. But anyways, Aaron, he says that this thing, for one, he says there's gray stuff on top of the piston, which I have my theory about that. We'll see if I'm right. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that we're both wrong, and I hope the piston's just simply gray, and that's it, you know. But John Bob looked at it as well, and excuse me, I still got a cold. I've had a cold ever since I got back from Alaska. So, what was I saying? The rotating assembly, I guess, it's having a weird time rotating. It feels stiff to those guys. Ooh, that's on there. So, what I'm thinking it is the first thing in my head is that the crank is walking on this thing. Because whenever I put it together, the crankshaft was up against, it was up against the flywheel side. And well, I smacked it with the hammer and got it out, away from that, and it rotated really nice and smooth. Really, really nice and smooth. And so I was like, okay, good, fixed it. There you have it. Well, they're saying it feels stuck and in like a place, you know, not like all the way around. And if that's the case, well, then I feel like that crank has walked back over. So here we go. Spark plugs out. We're going to see. Feels perfectly fine to me. I mean, it's just... feels smooth as can be. Just absolutely smooth. Well, let's go ahead and keep going. See what he said, you know, the next thing was that, you know, there's gray stuff on the piston. My thoughts with that are, boy, I hope whenever I cleaned up this cylinder, I didn't go too far and remove the plating. You know, ooh, it's like, oh no, I hope that's not it. And then, you know, the piston is rubbing away at the actual aluminum, and that can create like a pasty gray film. I'm like, oh gosh, I hope I don't have to find a new cylinder. But I also hope I don't have to replace the crankshaft, you know? So let's see what we got going on here. It is a little bit tight, and I mean, that's just residual oil and lube, I think. That's all that is. That's not aluminum powder. I think that's just a residual fuel and oil. It is kind of gray, but I mean, I don't know. And it is a little bit tight. Let's see. It's exactly the same. I'm trying to see if that crank's walking. I'm wanting to push it back to where it goes smoother. There is a slight catch right there. Oh, that's the coil. That's the coil. Okay, so that's not a catch. That's the coil. Let me remove this coil so that we don't have that fogging up our brains. The catch is gone. I will say this, it is tight. It is tight. But I mean, it's got brand new bearings and seals. And there is some stuff. I already wiped that clean. Let's see. This must be the gray stuff he's talking about. Which, I mean, I don't know about y'all. I don't know what to even make of all this. I think that I don't know. What do y'all make of that? I know the cylinder looks great. that flashlight. See if we can scratch it. Chrome's good. I'm trying to find thin places or places that look like they'd be thin. If that chrome wears off and it's down to aluminum, that aluminum will scratch so easily. That is not happening here. So, apart from it being a little bit tight, I don't see anything wrong with it. But, I mean, I know there's a lot of guys know a lot more about this than I do. And look at the top of this piston. It's sticky. I don't know. I don't know what to do. It didn't appear to be rubbing on the flywheel side. I went ahead and hit it on with the hammer just in case and try and send it back over and things, and nothing changed. It's just tight. I mean, it spins freely and easily, but it doesn't rotate like really, like a really nice, well set up balanced crank would spin. I'll admit that it doesn't, but I can't help but think that that's just because we just need to allow time for break-in. I don't know. This is the first time. Well, it's not the first time I've replaced crank bearings, but it's the first time I've replaced them in something like this and with those type of bearings. Those are supposed to be good bearings. I think they were SKF bearings. I just don't even know what to do. I'm kind of dumbfounded by this.